Hello everyone, guys. The situation is not looking very good. So there is some really bad news when it comes to Bitcoin. So we gotta discuss as to what it is, because you guys appreciate me being Mr. Spot On and always being as honest with you as absolutely humanly possible. So without any further ado, let's just get into this because it is quite painful to look at. And first, quick few reminders, then some very important news, then technicals and conclusion. Always watch the videos from the beginning and until the end. Only then you're gonna get something out of them. So now, first things first, we are today, in the next 24 hours, we're closing the sale of the exclusive VIP mastermind that is going to be live in Dubai this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Still a couple, I think that there is only 4 seats left. I think this is not accurate. But anyway, so this is going to be 3 days. VIP together with me, limited to 21 seats. We're going to be talking about trading, investing, about venture capital, about fund building, about also company formations and how do I have 48 employees at this time, about marketing, about spirituality, about everything that I personally know. It's going to be a 72-hour marathon, one-on-one together with me. So if you want to join us, still a few seats left, then there is a link to it down in the description of this video as well as in the pinned comment, and you can claim one of these seats. We are closing the sale of this live VIP mastermind in Dubai probably today, tomorrow, in the next 24 hours. Literally last chance, and this website will be shut down. So next reminder is that I think very important is going to be on the 27th of April, which is going to be Thursday, the unemployment, because it keeps going up. And look, the forecast is already at 250. So is this narrative of unemployment spiking and us actually going into a recession finally? So many times we've actually spoken about this on this YouTube channel in the recent months, and maybe this is finally coming to fruition. So we're gonna see about that. Also, core PCE coming in on Friday. The forecast is 4.5. You guys already know the spiel, anything above bearish, anything below bullish. So next thing, and this is, also when it comes to the interest rate decision, is coming on May the 3rd. So in the literally next 10 or so days, we're going to have a lot of very important things happening. So please pay attention. I'm going to keep you guys updated. So subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, before we talk about all the bad stuff on Bitcoin, I just wanted to give you these reminders, and let's quickly talk about some interesting news, which is also very important. And what is very important is the debt ceiling, and the day X is closer than the US is actually realizing. And remember that this in general is looking really bad. I mean, $31.5 trillion worth of debt, and Congress actually is not deciding anything yet. I mean, they are actually still very, very torn. So after months of stalled negotiations, the Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy attempted to kickstart talks with the White House on Wednesday by outlining his proposal to raise the debt ceiling in exchange for government spending cuts that would curtail implementation of Joe Biden's landmark climate and healthcare legislation. But certainly, Biden is opposed to it. But the proposal may not be able to pass the House, given Republicans' narrow majority. And if the bill does make it through the House, the proposal has already been rejected by Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer, the Democratic Senate majority leaders, because what they want increased debt ceiling, and that's it, nothing else. So they don't want to even negotiate, they don't want to come for a compromise, nothing. They just want to keep printing money, diluting the actual amount of fiat in terms of the dollars out there in the system, and that's it. And Republicans are not having any of this shit. They actually want some compromise. They want to reduce the spending, to actually maybe, at least somehow delay the total collapse of the dollar. So, but this is just quite crazy. I wanted to give you an update on this, and it's not getting any better. And I mean, how can you get better? Removing the dollar and replacing it with something that actually makes sense. That's how you could make it better. But it would be painful in a short-term perspective. Now, before we talk about what's bad with Bitcoin and the bad news on Bitcoin, let's quickly talk about some tiny bit of positiveness, so that not everything in my video today is negative. $1 billion Swiss banking giant to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Swiss Bank is partnering with CMCC Global to launch Swiss Crest Digital, a crypto fund worth $50 million and registered in Cayman Islands. So basically, Swiss Bank has been making several crypto-friendly moves, including the launch of Swiss Crypto and the hiring of Richard Beworth. Swiss Crypto is actually a custody service and something that they've been launching and showing adoption and somehow welcome for the crypto space. So this is really cool. But the coolest thing of all, again, before we move to the bad stuff, guys, so watch this video till the end. That is going to be this right here. And before I tell you, remember, if you want an exchange that you can trust, that I personally trust, and I still have my long trade in, but we're going to discuss it in just a second, then use my exclusive link down in the description of this video to Bybit. And when you use it, only if you use that link to sign up with Bybit, even if you already have an existing account with Bybit, you can still use it to create a new account and move your funds to it. So you will get up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses, and the craziest shit ever. If you deposit and maintain an active trading deposit of over $100, not just deposit $100, but actually trade with that money, so you have to be an active trader, then you will be automatically entering into Audemars Piguet Diver Watch giveaway. If you don't believe me, I actually spent $30,000 on this watch. I've given away 3 Rolexes on this YouTube channel already, and I'm decided to give away something that nobody has ever given away, and that is that AP Diver Watch. So I'm going to be selecting a winner randomly, maybe in the next video, maybe. So deposit $500 and get my famous paid crypto course for absolutely free, claimable in the Discord channel, and therefore also all deposited users get access to my Crypto Signals community, which is my Discord, for absolutely free for lifetime. This is where we post all of my trades and the trades of my team. Also a link to it down in the description of this video. So let's move on to this very good, nice, juicy, fuzzy and warm feeling inducing piece of news that we have today on this beautiful Monday. And that is that Warren Buffett was wrong about rat poison Bitcoin portfolio. Warren Buffett, this dude right here, he is a legendary investor. But before we move to the chart and talk about Bitcoin and what's the current bad situation with it, let me just make it clear once and for all. Warren Buffett shall no longer hold the title of the best investor out there. Warren Buffett has been the king of Wall Street for a long time, but not anymore. Well, for one, he missed out on Bitcoin, that's for one, and he still calls it garbage. And the thing is that if you look at Warren Buffett's portfolio, you know what you're going to realize, and this is the most important part about this whole thing here, is that the only reason why Berkshire Hathaway has made any return recently and in many recent years is only mostly because of Apple stock. They've been holding 50% of the bloody portfolio of Berkshire Hathaway, of Warren Buffett's company, is Apple stock. And guess what? The majority of the remaining holdings that they have in Berkshire Hathaway has been flatlined, so produced no return, or actually lost money, predominantly except for Apple. And people listen to him. This dude clearly does not understand technology. He clearly, he's too old. Like, what do you want him to do? He's already retired in his mindset. So he's not embracing technology. And his portfolio shows. The only thing that he has that has performed well is Apple. Jesus Christ. How obvious is this? So therefore, listening to him, as to him saying that something is not so good, this is the last thing I would actually do by looking at his portfolio. And this is quite crazy that people are even investing in Berkshire Hathaway when they could just invest in Apple themselves. It makes no sense. So anyway, let's move on to the Bitcoin price and what I wanted to say that I find it to be quite bad. Number one, our volume is still going down and our liquidations actually have slowed down, and the open interest and also the people being predominantly short. So there has to be some bounce to the upside. But in general, if we're going to look at quite a few things in the chart, so today the bad news comes from the chart itself. So the volume is decreasing, and what we are also seeing that we're coming to the very, very edge of the EMA ribbon in the daily. And this is just technically, again, this is all just speculation, of course, but in combination, in contrast with everything that we're seeing happening in the macro space and the fundamentals, this becomes quite important. So we've seen actually that finally here, after the FTX collapse, when we had this recovery from the FTX collapse, we finally broke and won over the daily EMA ribbon, because the daily EMA ribbon just historically has been putting us into a very, it has been showing us whether the momentum is bullish or bearish, that's all, and where the price is actually at in terms of the momentum. So right now we're actually at the edge of it. So we actually, if we break this $27,000, then the road will be open all the way to 25K. But what I want you to pay attention to is that I still think if it's gonna break down, it still is going to be the same kind of a fake out we saw right here because of the liquidity, all the momentum that we are still sustaining and everything we're still seeing. So for this reason, I'm not backing off of my long trade that I have open over on Bybit. I'm just slowly building it. So for now, if you're gonna remove the EMA ribbon, so this is again, yeah, this is just in terms of EMA ribbon, we're at this core support. We certainly have lost this support, we've lost this support of this whole order block pretty much. And we're standing at the very edge right now, and we came lower, we actually came back, we retested it, and potentially are opening the road all the way down to $25,000. So if we're gonna go down to a smaller time frame, then right now is actually also in a very short-term perspective. Let me remove the volume. It also seems like a very crucial moment for us. Why? Because as we came back, as we retested it, and everybody was so happy, you know, it pumped all the way to 28K just to crash back down to 27,400 or so. Now we have this support, the purple support, that actually if we break down below it, and this currently comes in at precisely 27,400, then our way would be open all the way, I mean, in my opinion, to 25,000. And it would be a healthy correction to go all the way down to 25K just to bounce off of it, and then we'll see what happens afterwards. So that's why, if we're gonna go all the way down to like 26,200, this is where, again, I'm gonna add a little bit more to my long trade, and here I'm gonna add a little bit more to my long trade, and then we're gonna just go into the phase of risk and money management. If it keeps crashing on some really terrible news or whatever, another Black Swan event, then we're gonna lose this trade. So I'm gonna keep the risk and money management wide, but still there. So this is the current situation. Just technically, it's not looking that very good. So let's see if this 27,400 holds. So guys, check out this quick tutorial as to how to trade Bitcoin with proper risk and money management. And as always, peace and love. Thomas Krallo, stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.